What up, my people? This is your boy Leo. I'm here with Ray, and welcome to another episode of Roll Up and Wrestle. Don't forget, tonight we will be live at 10 p.m. to give you the reviews on the episodes of AEW and NXT. But for now, enjoy the show. All right, that's all we can give, I believe, is a good 10 seconds. I think that's all we're allowed to use is 10 seconds of a song. I hope so.
And let's hope I do not get hit with a copyright. Otherwise, we're definitely going to need a new theme song. All right. If you guys were listening to the last show, please do, because if not, you're going to have no idea what we're talking about right about now. First off, I'm going to try to figure out this Double or Nothing card shape up. Okay? Now I'm going to try to figure this out. So, John Moxley's the champ, and he needs an opponent. So, according to their rankings, it goes by Cody first, Lance second, Kenny's third, Brody Lee is fourth, and Darby's fifth. All right? Cody and Lance got the TNT title match at the pay-per-view, so we know that for a fact. So that eliminates Cody and Lance from the title picture. Kenny is tag team partners with Paige, who held the belt, and plus, I think it's too soon to put Kenny in that main event level right now. He hasn't done nothing in that picture as of now. So that eliminates him. Brody Lee has been beating up on small children since he showed up.
Yeah, but you don't want to have him lose right away.
Exactly. So he just came in. So the dark horse is Darby, but Darby just came off the loss to Cody. So John needs a partner here, and I'm out of ideas. I got nobody.
Do they run Jericho?
No, because Jericho is going to feud with Matt. They're going to do that whole thing. So that leaves Jericho and Matt at Double or Nothing.
Okay.
The person I do see here is MJF, because he is technically undefeated in AEW.
Yeah, but you don't want to do two heels.
John Moxley's not a heel.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. For some reason, I thought Jericho was champion. That's me. That's why I said like this. Wait, because we just talked about Jericho. But yeah, I guess MJF you could do, even though I feel like they're rushing it. There was no build up to it or anything. But I could see it if they try to just have a title match. Because he's fighting tonight, but it's not for the title. He's fighting Kazarian.
Yeah, he is fighting Kazarian.
So, yeah, MJF could be the
guy.
Do you want to do it now with that? Like, with his... Because MJF is up there for the...
It will give him main event experience and exposure. So he can take the loss and still be okay. Because it is John Moxley. You know, it's not like he's losing to just anybody. He's losing to one of the hottest guys in the business still right now. So he's losing to John. So I can see MJF in that picture, give him that main event experience, give him that a good exposure, let him see how it feels, and then
probably tonight's episode will probably show like what the card is gonna look like.
I know. I'm trying to predict this before they do.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shape up the card before they can give me what these are my predictions. Basically, these are going to be my predictions. So I know they're going to start shaping up the card tonight, but I want to predict on what the card might be. So we have John Moxley and MJF. I know Nyla Rose has they've been with who what? Oh my God. What? I cannot pronounce her name. Hikaru Shida. There we go. Hikaru Shida. I know they've been building up that little rivalry for quite some time, and it may have gotten lost in the shuffle because Nyla hasn't been on TV, and the women's division has been a little off lately. They've been trying to build up other people, so I can see that one going into the card as well. And then we have Kenny Omega and Hangman Page with the tag titles. Now they have it as Dark Order, Best Friends, Young Bucks, SCU, and the Lucha Bros. This is a tough one.
Dark Order?
This is the tough one. Yeah, and we know that Matt Hardy and Jericho are going to be on the feud. You need something for Brody Lee.
Well, they're going to probably... so Jericho and Hardy are going to build theirs tonight from the street fight.
Yeah, they're going to build it from the street.
They're going to set it up somehow where the street fight... Okay.
Yeah.
Hangman hasn't been shown on TV because Kenny's been tag teaming with somebody else recently.
Exactly. Well, Hangman's at home because he's a little nervous with the coronavirus thing. So I understand that.
I mean, I would put Dark Order. Just give them, like you said, like MJF, give them that tag team experience. Plus, you're getting in the ring with Kenny. You're learning a lot from that alone. You're learning a lot from the best wrestler in the world, plain and simple. So like whoever they face knows they got to bring it because they're in the ring with Kenny. The fans already got pressure on Kenny. They're expecting classics all the time from him. You got to bring it yourself when you're in that atmosphere with him. So I feel like with him as the tag champ, it's going to build up the division, which was the right move to do since they're not going to put the belt on him. Build up the tag team division with him in there as well to show like tag team matches can be, a main event one day for a pay-per-view and so.
So you have Dark Order?
Yeah, I have Dark Order. I mean, the situation that it's in right now.
But then that leaves Young Bucks with.
Well, we both think these guys will be coming in tonight.
The Revolt.
Yeah.
But you give that match right away?
What, the Revolt and Young Bucks?
Yeah.
They don't have to fight at the pay-per-view. You could set up like a promo where the Revolt can make their first like actual like in-ring promo appearance or so for the company. Save it for the pay-per-view. Just have them show up tonight. Whatever. I mean, remember, they are going up against a takeover.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So, yeah, I mean, they do come in tonight, and then it's like, all right, I guess.
They don't have to say anything.
They don't. All right, I get it. They don't. They could just appear on TV, but do you really want to give us the Young Bucks and the Revolt right away?
You don't have to do it at the pay-per-view. You could just start building it up.
That's what I'm saying,
Have the promo at Double or Nothing.
Oh, you're talking about Double? Oh, no, we're talking about tonight,
No,
bro.
tonight they could do like a Matt Hardy thing. Just show up. Don't say anything.
Just show up.
You don't have to say nothing. Matt Hardy didn't say nothing.
All right, so we have Kenny and Adam versus the Dark Order, and then that leaves the Young Bucks with no opponents. So they're the big question mark about where they're going to be at and what they're going to be doing. Shoot, man. I don't want to see the Revolt just yet. I want to make sure he get fans in the seats.
Well, we don't know when that's going to happen, so I don't see why not to build it.
You know what? Yeah. Yep. We'll go with it.
And you have to think about it.
We'll go with it.
No. You have to think about what they're going up against tonight.
I get that. Yeah, no, that's why I said we'll go with it. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right with that, though.
Only reason.
I'm all right with that.
You're going up.
The only reason why I truly am all right with it, besides the fact that this is a takeover tonight, in your words, that we don't know when fans are coming back. We truly, honestly do not know. So you got to just stick with your plans, stick with your guns, don't hold nothing back, and just flow through everything and let everything go by. All right? Young Bucks and the Revolt. Double or Nothing. That's my card.
You think they're going to fight a Double or Nothing?
Yeah, that's my card.
I don't think they're going to fight a Double or Nothing.
That's my card.
I don't think they're going to fight a Double or Nothing.
The Young Bucks need opponents.
They don't have to fight at the pay-per-view.
That's true. They could stay off.
Like I said, you could have the Revolt appear and then have a promo segment with the two teams to build it up. Don't mention no match. Just start the feud, Let the Revolt tell them that, you've been jealous of us since we started. And, we could finally prove it now that we're here in AEW.
Okay. All right.
And that's it.
Oh, you could put Darby against Brody Lee. That's a match you can do at Double or Nothing. That's a, David and Goliath story. Because, like I said, Brody Lee's been beating up on every small person possible. There's ragdolling them around. Okay, I can see that match too at Double or Nothing. That'll be good. That'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, Darby would have gotten some big pops.
I think they're building Brody Lee to face Moxley.
You could do that. Yeah, you could.
He's gonna need some.
Well, he needs to squash a babyface. He needs to like actually wrestle like a big time babyface.
Yeah, that's just that, and
I'm okay with Darby losing to Brody at Double or Nothing for the simple fact that Darby can still have in his mind that he can't believe he lost to Kenny. I mean, not Kenny, to Cody. So that could play a role in the match itself. It can affect him on how he wrestles. He starts doubting himself against of this monster of Brody Lee, and they can even tease the whole Darby joined the Dark Order because he can't beat Cody, and they're gonna show him the way.
That is true. You can do that.
They can do that.
I don't think Darby needs the Dark Order.
No, I'm not saying he joins the Dark Order, but I'm saying you can tease it. You can have him like think like, oh man, all this other good stuff. You can stretch that out. That could definitely be stretched out even past Double or Nothing. You can definitely stretch that out. You can even put him in the Dark Order and then eventually just erupt and be like, you know what? I don't need you guys at all. Actually, I can do this on my own. I've done it before and I can do it again. You can do that. It'll be all right. That's okay. I'm okay with that. If they did that, I'm okay. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I'll be okay with it. All right. That was my Double or Nothing card shape up. Now we're going to get into what we are actually here to do. We got the news. Got some interesting things going on. First of all, New Japan Pro Wrestling cancels the Best of the Super Juniors. Oh. That's how we feel about that?
They're the best wrestling. Have you ever been bad? Have you ever been upset on the wrestling of New Japan?
No.
Come on now. So whenever you hear cancellation, it's just like, oh my God, the drought continues. The drought continues.
Wednesdays we're getting good stuff though, but I know what you mean by not having New Japan.
I miss my Naito. I miss the whole LIJ. Go on. I'll make this episode emotional. Go on.
I don't think this is a very emotional
Tough
thing
topics.
for you. Tough times. Okay, let's throw out a different one for you. Cain Velasquez said he's still gonna wrestle after his WWE release.
MLW, you can fight Tyson.
No, he could go to I think is it AAA or
he
is
could
it
do AAA.
What's the other company
They
down
could
there?
do Kane versus Kenny.
Yeah, they could do AAA. AAA would be fun for him to do. That'll be the best place for him to do, and then they can. That's how they can
AEW
build.
ever give him a chance?
AEW give Cain Velasquez a chance? Yeah, they'll give him a chance. Why not? He's a big name. They were going after him when he first said he wanted to wrestle.
Oh, okay.
And all that other good stuff. They went after him, and then WWE threw the Brinks truck at him, and AEW was like, "Whoa, I'm sorry, but
yeah, we're not paying that.
we ain't trying to do that. We have different ideas and different
Plus
things."
we know you only have like one good knee right now, so.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be nice of him. But what's the other? I'm trying to think of the other Spanish wrestling company that's big. It's AAA, and there's one more other one that I can't think of right now. Oh, CMLL. There we go. That's the other one. He can go down there and do that too if he wanted. All right. Also, AEW and UFC are sharing the same hotel this week. Do you see a partnership in the future?
Probably not. I think Dana's just using it to get a fight going because he's been dying to do a fight since this whole Fight Island nonsense of his started. Maybe, who knows? But then again, you have Hager's with Bellator and stuff like. But who knows? Dana's a good businessman, so you can never say never with him.
That is very true. I think there will be some conversations going on in the hotel. I think there will be some talking between the EVPs and the UFC fighters themselves. I do believe if the UFC fighters wanted to still continue to be in UFC, but also have that little wrestling gig on the side, I believe AEW will be okay with it. There's a lot of, I'm not saying politicking, but there's a lot of business decisions that they would have to make both sides that I think can be pulled off.
And plus, also too, knowing AEW and its staff, they're gonna probably ask the UFC questions or Dana, like, how are you so successful with those pay-per-view buys that he's receiving while doing the streaming? Because WWE was trying to do the exact same thing with WrestleMania for ESPN as well. The exact same way the UFC does their pay-per-views now on the ESPN Plus app.
Yeah, the problem is that WWE gives it to us for $9.99 on their.
I understand, but
their streaming service.
They were trying, like, knowing Vince, he wants to go back into the pay-per-view.
I know he's trying to go back, but the problem is we get it for $9.99 on the network.
Yeah, but there's people who still buy it on the right. I mean, those crazy people.
Don't get me wrong. You're absolutely right. But that number is very, very low. That number is extremely low. There are more people on the WWE network than there is on the pay-per-views. So me, as a subscriber of the network, why am I all of a sudden change to buying your pay-per-view when I'm getting it for $9.99? Or sometimes even free. You get what I'm saying? Why am I gonna cancel my subscription and then all of a sudden start buying your pay-per-views? Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. It's okay, hands up. It's not the coronavirus. It's all right, hands up. You get what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Like, why would I do that? For what?
Vince doesn't see it like that.
Vince, I get what Vince is trying to see, but Vince, since the network has come out, has been shoving it down our throats. That you can get the network for $9.99 a month, and you can get the pay-per-views for $9.99 a month. And if you subscribe now, you can get the pay-per-view for absolutely free, for a month free.
You can get it for free if you get 12 different email accounts.
Exactly.
You get the network for free.
You get the network for free all your entire life. All you gotta do is create email accounts. If you do that once a month, every month, and cancel it right after. Do that for your whole entire life. So why am I going to pay $49.99, $59.99 to go watch your pay-per-view when for the last God knows how long, I don't know, for like what, 5 years the network has been out?
It started at WrestleMania 30.
So it's been 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for the last 6 years, you've been telling me, get the network, and now all of a sudden you're gonna try to switch it up and be like, well, pay $60 so you can watch the pay-per-view.
It's because he sees the numbers Dana's doing.
But Dana doesn't have a network. That's what I'm trying to say.
I understand, but he doesn't see that. He just sees Dana like, wow, you getting this many pay-per-view buys? Like, I could probably do the same with my stuff.
No, you can't, Vince. You can't. It's too late. This is why I believe he fired the two executives. I believe he fired the two executives because they thought the streaming network was the way to go, that it was going to make the most money. Vince listened. Vince saw Netflix numbers and saw what the projection could be and said, wow, yeah, we can do that.
Remember, that was the reason, too.
So hold on, but this is the time where streaming services were popping off. This is where they started getting big. So WWE rode on that wave. And Dana White said, I'm not jumping on that wave. We're going to continue to do the pay-per-views. And that's what we're going to give you guys. And guess what? It worked out for Dana White in the long run. And Vince saw the numbers that Dana got now. It's like, well, we can do that. I'm going to fire the hack in Dak, in my eyes, that sold me on something when I just lost out on millions of dollars. And we're going to try to get back into the pay-per-view business. It's too late, Vince. It's too late. You can't. You're 6 years into this. Your network is established. It's an established network. You have a lot of content on your network. You cannot just take down your network. If you want to make tiers in your network, if you want to put tiers where it's like, okay, we'll give you the first month free, but you don't want to give the pay-per-view, in that tier where you have to upgrade your tier to watch the pay-per-view for maybe $15.99 or $14.99 a month, I'm okay with that. I will pay the $14.99 a month to watch the pay-per-views. I'm not paying $59.99. There's no way. There's no way you're going to get me to pay $59.99 anymore. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's just not happening.
I agree. That's a reason I was going to say that the idea of Roman and Goldberg for Mania was thought of because of the fact Vince was trying to do the pay-per-view on ESPN, from what I was hearing. So that's why they said Goldberg took the belt from The Fiend, because McMahon wanted to do Roman Goldberg as his main match to sell to people for pay-per-view buys. But I agree. I mean, the network's cool. If he wants to, like, have you pay extra for the pay-per-views and stuff, I don't have a problem because of the stuff they already give you for that network. It's like the best offer you can ask for when it comes to that. But to try to do pay-per-view again, yeah, like you said, he's already established the network. He tells everybody $9.99, first one's free. You gotta deal with it. You put yourself in that position. Dana just kept going with the pay-per-views because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, so it looks like AEW and UFC could probably work something out.
I could see that. UFC does do good pay-per-view numbers consistently every month, no matter what. Even a lot of people stream the fights for free and stuff, but they still making good money on the pay-per-views.
Yeah, and I believe if AEW does want to make a network, if they do want to create a network, I do believe that they will create it. They'll give you their content, but the pay-per-views will not be on there.
Don't think about a network if you're AEW.
No, not right now. I'm not saying right now. But what I'm saying is that they do decide to make one.
Think about that by year, let's say 7 or 8. If you're around there,
okay,
you start thinking about it, and if you want to make it even special, you could do 10th anniversary, like the 10th anniversary special, like whatever episode you want to do, like a special episode, whatever day that it falls on, the date that the company started. That you can do like what WWE does, like right after the show, the app is open, the AEW network app, and you could put the first 10 years all in there already, relive highlights, whatever, and then from there you could bring the Being the Elite could officially be on that app, so now that whole cult of fans are gonna download the app.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta think of stuff like that. Like, at least do a solid 10 years of work, and then once you got that, you could do a network because it's good 10 years.
It's a good chunk of.
You could relive a lot of stuff and bring in new stuff. While people are still watching, reliving stuff. Yes.
Okay.
Like bringing back stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great. Sounds like a good idea.
It's easy to do the network. I understand what you're saying, because then with the network they could put the pay-per-views in there, and you could pay for the pay-per-views, but at a lower price. Since you're already a subscriber, they could charge like a $25 fee, whatever, to watch the pay-per-view or something.
Yeah. Yep. Also, Triple H has sold over $1 million in stock. Second one to do it that's come out right after Bruce Pritchard. What's going on? What are we doing here? Why are we selling stock? Why are we selling them in the masses?
I have no idea. This is that. Wow. Out of all people, too, Triple H.
Triple H has he sold about over 20,000 stocks and got over $1 million for it at $43 and change.
But you gotta think how many stocks, like how they own a lot of stocks.
Triple H owns about over 144,000 stocks that I can remember. If that's the number I remember
so
seeing.
He could sell a few, why not?
But over $1 million worth, that brings attention. Yeah. Why are we doing it? Are we just doing it because we need the money? Then yeah, I'm okay with that.
I guess.
Is there an alternative motive?
Like he doesn't need that $1 million.
Yeah. So did everyone in WWE take a pay cut because of this whole pandemic? So now they're trying to sell some stock just so they can have some money.
They've got to pay Brock. Brock's having a vacation right now.
I understood why Vince did it. Vince had a fold XFL. He has to pay all his wrestlers. So I understand Vince selling stock. I don't understand why Bruce Pritchard and now Triple H is selling stock. Why are you guys selling stock? What's going on? What is happening? What's going on behind the scenes that no one's talking about? That we need to sell over $1 million worth of stock. That's a lot of money. You know, if you had $1 million, can you properly say I'll be all right for the next 5-10 years?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, Triple H and Bruce Pritchard are they're probably millionaires.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to be all right. Regardless, they're going to be all right. So why are we adding another $1 million to our pocket? What do you need that $1 million for? What's going on? What's happening? That's a lot of money. Like I said, that raises questions and eyebrows. You don't just sell stock to sell stock. I mean, you do sell stock to sell stock, but then you go and buy more stock. But in this case, you're selling your own stock and you're getting back $1 million for it. What are we worried about here? Are we trying to sell as much stock as possible because we know the stock market is going to drop on us and this is the most we can get at the moment? And that's what we're fearing? Are we fearing that because the ratings are so low that we're fearing that people are going to start backing out of deals and stockbrokers are going to start just selling stock and the stock price is just going to start going down because there's so much in demand?
I could see that because think about it. The people investing in WWE have realized Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Well, Roman, they haven't noticed Roman yet because Fox is still promoting Roman.
Okay, but even if the investors or whatever that have the shares of WWE probably in the meetings heard those two names the most out of everyone. They probably know who these two guys are. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, they're the two guys you're going to mention in your presentation to people to invest in your company. Like Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. They will not be probably around for the year, the way the situation is going.
Okay.
So now you just lost your two biggest stars. And it's for each show. Each show. Like you were saying in our recent episodes, the ones that could catch the people to watch. Like when we said Roman, if you used to say Roman is gonna be on SmackDown, you're gonna say about
the needle threader.
You're gonna say about 2.3, right? Like Roman will give you that
2.3.
Roman will get you maybe to that. Like okay, like we're there for a situation we're in. A 2.3 is perfect. Like Brock Lesnar gives you the same amount on a Monday night if he was to show up without saying anything. So now everyone sees it as they don't have really nobody that is that guy, like a Cena or a Roman or Brock, like just not one. That's why Vince is pushing so hard on Drew. The only bad part about Drew's push right now is that there's no fans to react. If there were fans, Drew is the superhero right now. He's the superhero. That's the only bad part about the thing. Everything else that they're doing for Drew right now is on point. It's perfect. I totally understand it. He's that guy. He has the size. He was over Brock when they went to Mania. Like he's the guy. Vince said it a long time ago. Things happen, but Vince was a man of his word. He said he was gonna be a future WWE champion. It's just he has no fans, so it doesn't feel like Drew's the guy. But if there was a crowd, Drew is the guy. Like you could feel it.
You can feel it.
That
you
Drew,
can feel it.
that Drew's the man. That
Even with no fans, you can feel it. If you're watching, you can feel it.
Yeah, Drew.
You
Drew
can
is
definitely see it.
But right now, I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked people selling. I won't be surprised if you hear somebody else do it. It's a shock that it's Triple H because of the love that he has for the business. But then again, once it's a business,
Exactly.
you have to think. You got to think with the situation going on.
Exactly. Moving forward, negative test results coming from AEW ahead of Dynamite tonight. Tony Khan said everybody from him to the staff has tested negative so far. Also, he does not see AEW as an essential business. He's not pushing it as an essential business. He said if people want to work, they're more than welcome to work. If they don't, they're more than welcome not to work. He understands the situation. And that their jobs and their place in the company is not at risk. Very different approach from Tony compared to Vince. Who's looking like the good guy? Who's looking like the bad guy?
You could say it like that, but then you could also put it in this perspective. Does Tony Khan deal with the big contracts Vince deals with?
Well, we don't know
at the situation at the time. All right, we definitely can right now. Vince deals with the bigger contracts money wise.
Okay, yes.
When it comes to the money part of contracts, Vince is dealing with more than what Tony Khan is probably dealing with right now in AEW. Like Tony Khan is not paying about 4 or 5 guys $1 million and stuff.
Well, the EVPs, I believe.
All right, but
they're
EVPs
getting paid.
And wrestling. That's 2 and 1. He's just paying just a wrestler $1 million.
John Moxley might be getting $1 million.
Okay, Moxley's 1.
But I get what you're saying. He's not getting like 4 or 5 guys. I don't think I can name 4 or 5 guys. Just pure wrestlers in $1 million range.
You think of the top WWE guys, you're thinking, all right, yeah, these guys are at least over 1.5. Already off your head, like the top guys, like you already could think like AJ, Randy, Seth, Roman, Brock.
You can't mention Roman.
Well, we can. They not. We can. We don't delete history. He was there.
Okay.
With our eyes, he was there. To them, it's the male created player. But yeah, all right. But money situation, I could see why he did most of the cuts and stuff. He had potential. Vince is that like we always say, Vince is the guy that he could like you for those first 3 times he saw you, and then once you get to him, he's like, ooh, that thing. Okay, I'll get back to you. Go to the guy. When did I sign him? And then they go, 2 weeks ago. Thanks. Send him the ball. Send him the Triple H. He'll do something with him. Like that's how he is. So, it's messed up that Vince did release them, but I do see why he did it.
Well, he's still paying them for the next 90 days.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. But it's just like it's a bad look that you did fire them. It's like, like you could have waited it out, like when it was all said and done, like when everything was open again, and then you did those releases. Like we would be like, okay, it's understandable. Like you took all those hits, from the Mania and no crowd and all that. So if you want to make the cuts while everybody can like move around, fine with me. Like you can name all those people that got caught. Be like, okay, he had to cut some fat. Here it is. There's other places to go. Like at the time that he did it, that'd be perfect. Nobody could get mad at him. It's like, okay.
Well, yeah, because every year
he kept you around, and now that everything is open, he's like, hey.
Yeah, but every year around April and May, they make their cuts. Right after Mania, they usually do make their cuts.
Because there's call-ups, so it's like, some people now definitely not getting time and stuff. So, yeah. I mean, am I surprised he did the cuts? No. Vince is known for this type of stuff. For the situation that he did it, bad timing, but in the end, it's a business. But I respect Tony Khan. So if you want to say good guy, bad guy, then for this one, Tony Khan, because nobody got fired. Everyone has a job. So Khan is the good guy in the situation. So I give it to Khan in this one.
All right. Vince, I get it. I get the business aspect. I get the, like you was just saying. I get the business aspect of his decision making. I don't get anything. I don't get it otherwise. I don't understand it otherwise. Vince, like I said, Vince always makes these cuts every year. April and May, they're always ready to come out. Everyone gets excited for it. I don't know why people get excited for people who get released.
Because it's a new adventure for that person.
I get that part, but it's never cool.
It's like when Rusev got released. When you found out Rusev got released, the first thing I was gonna say was like, "Yes, he's going to AEW."
Yes, okay, but my point is, but the point I'm trying to make is that you shouldn't be excited for people losing their jobs. That's not something to be excited about. Regardless of the fact if we think they're gonna go somewhere, or we think they're going to go on a new journey and we're going to go tag along with them, it's not exciting for when someone loses their job. That's not exciting. That's not something to be excited about. The man just lost his job. In a time like this, they just lost their jobs. Rusev could probably go to AEW. What if AEW says, sorry, but we can't pay you. We don't have the funds to pay you right now. Now, what are we excited about? Rusev staying at home, trying to figure out what he's going to do with himself? Is that?
All right.
But anyway, so yes, business-wise, I get what Vince did. Situational-wise, I don't get what Vince did. That's the point. I don't get it. Why would you make a bad PR move?
He could have waited on the cuts.
He could have waited on the cuts. Why make a bad PR move
once everything was open?
Not even if everything was open.
No, because it would make sense. Like, okay, like it wouldn't look bad because he held them during the pandemic. They were still getting paid on the roster. So when everything gets open and they're allowed to travel and do he'll go, hey, I gotta let you guys go.
That's a better move. That would have been a way better move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the route he should have went.
I get that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. I'm agreeing with you. It's exactly what I'm saying. It's just business is business. And we have to accept that. That's the thing we have to accept, that business is business. We should not be getting excited for the releases, saying, oh yeah, they're going to go work here, they're going to work there, they're going to work. We don't know that because we don't know when things are going to open up again. We don't know who's able to get signed and who's not able to get signed. We don't know none of these answers yet. So right now they're sitting at home trying to figure out where to find work at or where to work at. And right now AEW is the only place open, but AEW is not getting the profits that they should be getting. They're also taking hits.
Well, Impact is working. They just tape their shows.
Impact, all right. Impact is still not making the profits that they should be making. So their funds are also kind of thin. You're basically making the money off the TV revenue. That's where your money is coming from. But I'm not trying to point fingers, but PR-wise, public relation-wise, it's a bad move for Vince. It's a bad look. It's just a bad look. You should have never done that, Vince. Bad luck. You gotta think about your image, and you gotta protect the shield. Like, what do I always say about the NFL? The NFL always protects their shield, no matter what. In this case, Vince, you gotta protect the shield. You gotta protect the company. And right now, the company's not looking good. Also, not looking good, Nikki Bella, speaking on Ronda Rousey's appearance at the end of the Rumble, she said, nothing against Ronda. It is thrilling she's at WWE, but it was a slap in the face to all the historic women wrestlers who had come out for the match. The main event only to have that moment upstaged by Ronda, it didn't need to happen that way. Do you think Nikki Bella has a point?
No. I think Ronda coming out was perfect. Asuka won the Rumble. I get that she ruined her moment because she was the first ever winner, so she didn't really have her moment to shine. But it was, how what other way you was gonna bring Ronda Rousey out? She's obviously the biggest women's fighter there was at the time. Why not have her come out where both champions are in the ring and the winner of the Rumble is there? You're basically making Ronda Rousey a star by her coming out that spot. That's all it showed. That Ronda Rousey was a main event player in the women's division because she was right there with Charlotte, Bliss, the two titles. Asuka's the Royal Rumble winner, and I'm all pointing the famous point. They all point to Mania. It was perfect for me. It was perfect. Because not only did it make Ronda Rousey a main event player for the women's division, it boosted up the entire division as well. Because now it's like, oh my God, Ronda Rousey's there. Who's gonna be her first match? The dream matches now that she can have, but can she wrestle? You know, all that stuff. So it worked out. So I feel, I don't know. I could say Nikki's jealous, but she has a point. She overtook the historic moment that was the women's Royal Rumble match, but yeah, she has a point. When you think about that Rumble, you're gonna think more of Ronda's debut over Asuka winning.
Okay, so let me rebook the ending of the Royal Rumble for you real quick. Because what you're saying is absolutely true. So basically, the image that WWE wants you to have when Ronda came out at that moment was whoever Asuka picks, Ronda's gonna fight the other.
Yeah,
that's the instant star maker. I got that. Okay, I'm cool with that. That ending makes sense to me. I like that ending. I like the ending.
Yeah,
I like the ending. Was Nikki right that the ending shouldn't have happened? Yes, she is right. That ending should have not happened. She's absolutely right. I do completely agree with her, but I don't agree that it was Ronda upstaging the moment. It's not Ronda's fault. It's WWE's fault. It's creative fault. What they should have done, now like I said, I'm going to rebook the ending. What they should have done was at the end of the Royal Rumble, when Asuka won, let her get onto the top rope, let her point at the WrestleMania sign, and let the show go off the air. End the Royal Rumble just like that. Asuka got the moment. We understand the moment. The first women's Royal Rumble match is a success. It's historic. It's going to go down in the history books just like that. Asuka winning. Asuka pointing to the WrestleMania side. We're going to move on from that. You got it. We're cool. Let's clap hands. Let's all get up, shake hands, and say good job. Now let's move on to Monday. Monday, what you can do is beginning of Raw, at the very beginning of Raw, or the ending of Raw, or wherever the hell you want to put it on Raw, you can have Asuka come out. And then, or you can have the two champions come out. However you want to do it. Have the two champions come out, then have Asuka come out. And then right before Asuka makes her pick for WrestleMania, you could have brought out Ronda Rousey right there and then. You could have brought out Ronda Rousey right there and then. And that moment itself is the same moment and the same respect and the same, it does the same as it does at the Royal Rumble at Monday Night Raw.
I don't know. I just felt like when they did it at the Rumble, it was the right moment. It was hot.
Because it's the Rumble. It's hot. Exactly. Because we saw it happen that way. That's why it's okay. That's why we think it's all right. But if you rebook it in your mind and you really want to make that moment historic and just keep it historic and keep Asuka with that glory, you move that segment to Monday Night Raw and it does the same thing, does it not? It does the exact same thing.
I mean, to me, I get why she debuted at the Rumble. You wasn't going to have, to Vince, I feel the same way with Ronda. You're not going to debut her on a Raw. You're going to do it on a pay-per-view. Ronda is pay-per-view worth attraction.
Network now. I'm calling it a network show. That's what I'm going to start calling it. I'm not calling it a pay-per-view anymore. I'm calling it a network show.
Well, whatever. For those events, she's worth that debut. So I could see why Vince last minute. Remember, no one knew Ronda was coming out but Vince and a few others. So that's like everyone in the ring did not know she was coming out. So this was just all Vince. Vince saw it as, all right, look, we the Women's Royal Rumble is an actual success for its first time. Like, it looked good. We got our winner, Asuka. Asuka did it. The two champions were there watching the whole event. They're in the ring. Vince saw Asuka right there. He saw how the crowd was already going like, oh, like who's she gonna pick right there? And Vince probably said, all right, go, boom. And Ronda came out, and okay, I get it. Everyone forgot about the Rumble from there because it's like,
that's Ronda's debut now. Now it turns into Ronda's debut. That's the historic moment. It's Ronda's debut.
but you're not gonna forget the fact
that Asuka won the first
Rumble because Asuka was a legit badass.
I'm not saying anything about it.
That's the only thing that saves the women's Royal Rumble match from not being remembered. That Asuka won. Like everyone knew Asuka was like should have won and won. Like they got that one right. Like yes, Asuka won. We might get Asuka Charlotte. Like that's the one. Like that's what we were waiting for. Was the Asuka Charlotte match? Like, we're gonna get it at Mania. Like, all right, perfect. Good booking here. Ronda coming out. It was like, oh, okay. Her and Alexa. I could see that little shenanigan, like go on for a first thing. But I mean, I feel like it worked out in the end. Ronda gave the women's division a little uplift more into the media world.
She got them a main event at WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, she did. Obviously, I mean, it was gonna happen. I mean, why not? What are you gonna use her for? You're gonna make history with her. There's nothing else for her to do. Regular match? Okay, she did that at Mania. She stole the show with Angle and Triple H and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, let's give her Charlotte and Becky. And then Becky helped out because she was the hottest. She was hot. She had the Austin heat.
Yeah.
Wherever she did, the fans were like, all right, yeah, the greatest thing ever. So it worked out in the end. I mean, the women's division is the best thing in wrestling right now that WWE's got.
Yeah,
so it's worked out.
It is.
And when she does return, after all the nonsense she said, it should be good because it's ratings.
Mm-hmm.
It's ratings.
You have anything else as we close up the show? Because that's all I have right now.
Takeover tonight.
Takeover tonight and AEW and its lovely surprises that they're gonna have tonight.
I think Walter is the attacker.
I'm sticking to my guns.
Dexter
Lumis. I'm sticking to the 101 Vegas odds.
And we both think the Revolt will be.
And the Revolt will appear tonight on AEW.
Okay.
Those are two bold predictions right now.
Okay.
I'm excited for this.
I think the match of the night will be Io and Charlotte.
I think Io and Charlotte match of the night
tonight out of all the matches.
I think it's gonna be the street fight. I think it's gonna be the street fight with
a dark horse, Gargano and Dijakovic.
Oh, that's a good dark horse. A good wrestling match, a dark horse for me, will probably be Jon Moxley and Kazarian.
Yeah, I don't know. I could just see Moxley just 1-2 real quick. I'm on TV.
All right. Thank you guys for joining in and tuning in if you guys are listening, because that's the only way you can listen and watch this video is by listening. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you guys have any comments or questions, suggestions, anything, just leave them down below. Positive, negative, it doesn't matter. We're Brooklyn boys. We have tough skin. Thank you guys for your support and everything. And always remember, it is never wrong for a roll-up in wrestling.